So new restaurant alert. Right. I know, not, I don't know how good they're going to be with gluten-free. I went with a friend and I asked, but it's the type of chef that will accommodate, I think, any needs. Bicyclette Cook Shop. Bicyclette Cook Shop next to the Paragon Movie Theater. So it was the old Fit and Fuel, which had really good gluten-free, but and it's a chef who just won Chopped.
I watched her.
Did you?
The disgusting things that they had to cook with.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. So 23 years old, and she's the chef there. And I went with a girlfriend, and we had 4 different appetizers, and they were all fabulous. Oh, it's good. It's great. You walk in and you don't feel like you're in a Naples restaurant. You feel like you're in a city, cool restaurant. Bicyclettes Cook Shop. Have you heard about it? Yeah. Yes. Next to Paragon Movie Theater?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. You guys have plenty of room. We did dinner, but just appetizers. Okay. Because we wanted to explore a lot.
Right.
All right. Let's join us. Hi, Deb. Good morning.
Morning, it's Olivia.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing?
Good, and you?
Is that Olivia that's joined us as well?
Yes, Olivia.
And Debbie. Yeah.
Oh, say it. Sorry, I had mine on mute.
That's
Who's joined us in addition to Deb?
Olivia.
Olivia. Okay. How are
All
you?
right. Good, and you?
Good. Thank you. All right. I spotlighted my video, so you guys should see me as the main, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit mute. Oh, and we've got one more. Eileen. You know Eileen? Good morning, Eileen, if that's the name that's showing up. Eileen, if you want to unmute for a moment, just say hello. Oh, hello. You have to hit your unmute button.
There, can you hear me now?
Hi, welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to, this is an intermediate yoga class. So I'm assuming you have some yoga you've practiced before?
Yep.
Okay, terrific, terrific. Glad you could join us. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I spotlighted my video, so, and then I'm gonna hit mute all so that we don't get the background noise. And if you've got some props at home, blocks, a blanket or a towel that you want to use, go ahead and grab those. All right, so still in January. So today's sort of theme of the class is dance your way into this new year. Cue dancer pose. Dancer pose is a pose that requires concentration, some balance, also warming up our hips and our shoulders, inner thighs and chest. So we'll do, to lead up to it, we'll do some poses that hit all of those areas. The pose is named after the Hindu god Shiva Nataraja, king of the dance, who finds bliss in the midst of destruction. So I know bring in a lot of mythical stories about different poses. This one, the full name is Nataraj Asana, and the Nata stands for dancer, and the Raja stands for king. So when we're in dancer pose and we're balancing, calling us to bring strength to that standing leg, and this back, this other leg is going to bend and we'll reach back for it. The full pose, so this is going to be an option today to start here, and then I'll cue reaching back and grabbing. It's important to grab the inside of the foot so you can see. If I were to grab, actually I did it wrong. It's this way so that the shoulder stays open and back. And then instead of pulling it out to the side, you continue to push the foot into the hand, chest stays lifted, and that leg goes up. So it takes a lot of inner groin, a lot of strength from that part of the thigh, and the full pose, I'm not warmed up yet at all. So it's reaching up with the foot and the arm for the full expression of the pose. But what I love about it is the like kind of the cosmic energy that you get from it, the strength from that standing leg and the focus, and it moves into the limb beyond the physical. It moves into that next limb, which is all about concentration. Any balance pose, we use that level of concentration, of focus on a point in front of us that's not moving. And as you focus, as you narrow your focus, it really helps to clear away the mind stuff, that chatter. Again, all leading toward, as we move deeper into concentration, deeper into the mindfulness part of the practice. So, and if all you get to today is standing on the one leg and bending the knee, the heel toward the glute on the other leg, that is absolutely perfect. So just be with where you are. So let's just start in a comfortable seat to tune in. Support your seat in any way. Sit up nice and tall and just soften the eyes or close them. Take a deep inhale through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. Another deep inhale through the nose. Sigh it out. Slide your hands together, heart center, and energetically, actively press the palms together to feel a gentle lift in the heart space, an activation of those muscles. The elbows coming out to the sides a little bit. Draw the belly in, the navel toward the spine. Feel a lengthening up of the spine toward the sky. And then form an intention as it relates to how you want to dance your way into this new year, sort of drawing some cosmic energy into your intention this morning. What lights you up? What brings you joy? Inviting that into your intention. Inviting it into your life this year. Now let's come together to form the sound of Om, joining our voices and energy together, just creating an energy in this space and with our friends who have brought us into their homes. To send that intention, that vibration out into the world and to just extend this beautiful light that we create to all beings everywhere. Take a full inhale and empty the breath all the way out. And then when we Om, exhale, really feel your navel drawing towards your spine. Oh. Maybe lift the corners of your mouth gently out. Flicker the eyes open. And then let's start on our backs. So clear the blocks just to the side. We're gonna warm up our shoulders a little bit by bringing the feet to the mat about hip distance apart. Come down on your back and then interlace your fingers and bring your hands underneath your head. Cradle your head a little bit. And you might push the head into your hands a little bit to lift your chest and then glide the shoulder blades under to help them settle and to help the elbows and the backs of the arms settle against the mat and floor. And maybe invite in a little bit of energy, pressing the backs of the arms into the floor mat to feel that soft opening of the shoulders here. And then with each breath, with each inhale and exhale, I want you to really bring awareness, focus on those muscles that connect under the scapula, our daily habits causing that rounding of the shoulders forward. We're opening here across the chest. Breathing into a softening of the shoulders to allow the arms to be comfortable here. And soften in the neck. Feel the breath in the belly. And notice the parts of the back that aren't in contact with the mat, and see if you can begin to soften the areas of your back into the mat, maybe the middle of your back. Finding a softening, but a little bit of energy being created here by pressing the backs of the arms gently into the mat. One more breath in. On your exhale, release, interlacing your fingers And drop your elbows down. So the backs of the arms are still against the floor, but you're coming to cactus arms, goalpost arms. Elbows are at a 90-degree angle, fingers are spread, and again, energetically press the backs of the arms into the floor. So you feel that sensation, those sensations of the heart space opening, the shoulders getting a gentle opening, pressing the middle of the back into the mat. Feel the breath as it begins in the low belly, lifting up into the rib cage, lifting the shoulder, the collarbones and shoulders gently up, and feeling it all just drop back down as you exhale the breath out. Couple more breaths here. Really try and press the backs of the arms into the floor a little bit more. You take this last round of breath, really feel the breath expand in the chest and heart space area. And then next inhale, hug the knees into your chest, wrap the arms, the hands coming on top of your shins, hugging the knees into your chest, and inhale the forehead up to meet your knees. Breathing into the back of the neck. And lowering the head down, drop the left foot to the mat, keep the right knee hugged in. And roll that right foot around a few times, getting into the ankle. Whenever we do standing balances, we need to have strong ankles. Roll the foot around in the opposite direction. So just sending some love to this right ankle. And then draw this knee in just a little bit more, feeling those sensations in this right hip. And then lengthen that right leg out, but don't let it drop onto the mat. Flex the right foot and push through that right heel, lengthening the leg. Inhale it back into your chest. On your exhale, same thing, lengthen it out. Don't let it drop down. Flex the right foot and push through the heel. One more time. Inhale, hug it in. And exhale, lengthening out of your hip joint by pushing through that heel. And then bring that right foot to the mat. Heel toe your feet together. So the soles of your feet are going to touch, and you're going to butterfly the knees out. We're just going to do this in between sides. And then take your hands on the outside of your thighs. And as if you have sandbags resting on your inner thighs, inhale, closing the legs slowly. And then exhale, taking the knees, butterflying them out slowly. Notice what's happening in your back. If the middle back is lifting up, make sure you're pressing the whole back into the mat as you inhale, the legs closer together as if you have sandbags on them. And exhale, lowering them back toward the mat slowly. And then bring the soles of the feet to the mat again and hug your left knee into your chest. Roll that left foot around. Maybe you feel a few Rice Krispies popping in there, releasing some of the stored air, and just increasing some circulation in that left ankle. And then we're gonna lengthen that left leg out, keep it an inch off the mat, flex that foot, push through the heel. Inhale, hug it in. And exhale, lengthen it out. Inhale it in. And exhale it out. And then bring that left foot to the mat, heel toe, your feet together again, butterflying the knees out. Same thing, sandbags on those inner thighs. Inhale, slowly lift. Press the middle of your back into the mat. So you might feel a slight tucking of your tailbone. The tailbone pointing up toward the sky, and then slowly exhale, separating the legs. Again, inhale, slowly lifting them up as if you have sandbags on them, and then exhale, slowly release. One more. And then next time, bringing them together. Bring your feet to the mat again, and we're just going to do one spinal twist while we're on our back. So keep let's extend the left leg out long and hug the right knee into your chest, and then guide that right knee over to the left side, rolling onto the right side of your body, and extend your right arm out so it's coming directly out from the shoulder. And that right palm facing up to help that right shoulder release. And notice where the gripping starts. If it's in the spine, or in that right leg, or in the left leg. See if you can let the left leg go soft. And see if you can soften any gripping that you feel. Breathe in, breathe out, and then bring that right knee back to center. Switch, hug left knee in, extend right leg out long, and then guide that left knee over to the right. Extend left arm out, palm facing out. Softening here, let that right side of the body go soft. Let it be supported by the earth. Glide that left shoulder under. Feel that lengthening out from this left side of your chest, out through the left fingertips. One more breath in. And out, and then coming back to center. And one more stretch here on our backs to really warm up the hip flexors. So extend your legs up to the ceiling and just separate them a little bit. And then we're going to cross the right knee in front of the left. And then start bending at your knees and flex your feet. And then reach your arms, wrap your fingers around your shins, your calves, and start drawing the knees in toward your chest. Squeezing the thighs together, your feet are flexed. And one other thing you can do is start pressing the shins energetically into your hands as you're pulling down. So sort of a yin yang, and really feeling the whole back. So notice here, bring your awareness to your hips. They're shining, they're squared and shining up toward the sky. The inner thighs are energetically working here. When we're in dancer pose, we want to keep our hips squared. One more breath in. Really see if you can push those shins into your hands, draw the knees toward your chest, and then exhale, legs up, and separate those legs. Other side, bring them back together and cross left knee in front of right. Bend at the knees, really squeeze those thighs together. Flex your feet so your toes are pointing up. And then reach the fingers, wrap them around so that your palms are on your shins and your fingers are wrapping around at a far side of the calves, and then start to bring those knees in toward the chest. You want to try and keep your shins at the same height. So I know that left leg's probably dropping down. See if you can just bring it up a little bit so that they're at the same height, and then start energetically pressing the shins into the palms as you're pulling down. Pull back in contact with the mat. So also in dancer pose, we want good posture. We want to almost maintain Tadasana. So you might lengthen through your low back here a little bit. And just notice that sensation. One more breath in. And then big exhale, open those legs. And then hug them into the chest. And then we're gonna rock forward and back. Bring the hands underneath the knees and spinal roll. So rock and roll a few times. Feel that massage on your back. When you come up, keep your feet off the mat. Come up on your sits bones. Coming into boat pose. So here, lift the chest. Feel really rooted on the sits bones, spine long. Maybe release the arms. Maybe lift the legs a little bit higher, maybe even straightening them. One more breath in and out, and then feet on the mat. Bring that chest through, lengthen up through the spine, seated cow pose, and then exhale into seated cat, chin to chest. Inhale, bring that chest through, lengthen the spine up, and exhale, cat pose. One more time, soften through the face, soften through the neck. As you tilt your tailbone up, the spine lengthens naturally, and then exhale, rounding into cat pose. And then come to neutral, cross at your ankles, roll forward into tabletop. Knees under hips. Stack your shoulders, elbows, and wrists, your wrist crease facing forward. And we come into threading the needle. Inhale, right arm, lift it up. And exhale, thread it under that left. Sits bones are above the knees. Really allowing this right shoulder to sink into the earth here. Your left hand is either by your face or reach that left arm out to the top of your mat. Finding length here, maybe floating that left arm up. If you float it up, then turn the hand, rotate that wrist, then bend the elbow and let it wrap around the back for a bind, your fingertips touching the top of your right thigh. Breathe in. Breathe out. So the bind, the purpose of the bind is to create a deeper opening for that left shoulder, that left chest, rotating up toward the sky. And it's okay if that bind doesn't feel good, just not ready yet. So release back down to those other options. And then everybody release. If you took the bind, left hand by face, and inhale, float that right arm up. Getting a full opening here on the right side, and then back down to the mat. Other side, inhale, left arm floated up, and exhale, threading it under right, dropping down on the left shoulder, left side of the face. Settling in, check in with your hips, make sure they're over your sits bones, and then extend that right arm out long, up to the top of your mat. So find that length. This might be where you stay, or maybe that arm floats up. If it reaches up, then rotate the wrist, then bend the elbow to wrap it around. Reach the fingertips for the top of the left thigh.
Settle in, really feel that left shoulder dropping into the earth. One more breath in. On the exhale, release the bind if you took it, hand by the face, pressing in, and inhale, left arm, reaching it up. And then back down, coming into our traditional cow and cat. So remember the instruction from yesterday, draw the navel in. The movement is all in the pelvic area. So start to isolate and tilt your tailbone up. Let it lengthen the spine and lift the chest toward the ceiling. And then exhale, reverse the direction of your tailbone, your pelvic area, and the gaze looks at your navel, chin to chest. Rock that pelvic area, tilting the tailbone up. Spine long, chest opening, and then tuck that tailbone under, reversing that tilt of the pelvis. And then neutral. Walk your hands out. Coming into puppy pose. So walk your hands out and separate them. Make them a little wider. So your hands are reaching the top corners of your mat. And then you're dropping your sits bones still in line with your knees, and you're dropping the chest and forehead toward the mat. The arms, try and keep them active. One more breath in. And out, and then inhale to lift back up. Walk your hands under your shoulders again. And coming into a low lunge from here. So grab your blocks and place them at the middle height under your hands. We're going to start with the right leg. So extend that right leg behind you, lifting it up a little bit, and then hug that knee into your chest as you step the right foot between the blocks. And then lift up on your fingertips and deepen the bend in that right knee. So deepening the stretch in this right hip, and especially feeling it in this left quad as the pelvic floor moves deeper toward the floor. Chest open and lifted. Breathe in. Breathe out, and then shift your hips back so you're stacking shoulders over your hips now. And then flip your right toes up, your right heel resting on the mat. Half split pose. So your left hip stays in line with your left knee. And then bring the blocks just a little bit forward. And lift the heart space up. And then as you hinge forward, think about leading with the heart. Breathe in. So pain, we don't want. Discomfort, we can breathe through. So bring all your awareness, keeping that right foot flexed, and breathe through. Find a release. One more inhale, and then exhale, and then inhale to lift back up. And rock onto that right foot. Frame your feet, your right foot. Hands on the block's middle height. Tuck your left toes under and lift that leg up. And then keep the left hand on the block. Lift your right fingertips up to the sky. Deepen the bend in your right knee. So that right knee is at a 90-degree angle, and your left leg is fully extended in this beautiful twisted low lunge. So instead of feeling any weight in your left shoulder, reach through those right fingertips more. One more breath in. And then exhale, hand down to that block, and then straighten your right leg. extended pyramid pose. If you need to lift up a little higher, you can bring blocks to the highest. But this pose is intended for both legs to be straight, your left heel lifted, right leg getting a good stretch for the hamstring. One more breath in. And then exhale, rebend that right knee, drop that left knee down and bring that right knee to meet the left, coming back to tabletop. And we've got the other side. Extend left leg back. Lift it up a little bit, hug that knee in as you bring that left foot between the blocks. So starting here in our Anjaneyasana, but then we're going to deepen that knee, the bend in the knee. So lean forward, so your pelvic floor is coming toward the earth, stretching, big stretch for the front, right quad. Chest lifted. So come up on your fingertips. And now we shift the hips back. Bring the blocks under your shoulders to stabilize and flip your left toes up. So already a good stretch because you're flexing that foot. Try not to sit back. So Rose, come a little forward. Yeah, so your right hip is in line with your right knee. Bring the blocks, walk them up just a little bit so that you're already starting to lean. That might be where you stay. Breathe into the stretch. And this side can be completely different. You might be able to hinge more. This leg, this might not be as tight as the other side. It's all there for us to observe and acknowledge without judgment. Notice where you're tensing up here or gripping, maybe in the neck or shoulders or face. Anytime you feel like the face is working harder than it should, open the mouth wide and release. One more breath in and out, and then come back up. Rock onto that left foot. Frame the feet with your blocks, middle height. Tuck your right toes under and lift that knee up. Right hand stays on the block. Inhale, left arm up. Reach it up. Left knee bending toward a 90-degree angle. Right leg fully extended. And again, take weight out of that right shoulder by reaching up through those left fingertips. Your palms should be facing the TV. By doing that, it helps to externally rotate that shoulder. Exhale, left hand down to the block. Step your left leg back for this beautiful supported high plank. Really feel your strength here. Feel your core. Feel how you're kind of hollowing out in the chest and strong in the arms. One more breath in. And then exhale, hands, knees to the mat. And then move the blocks to the side. And we're going to lower to the mat, a little yogi push-up. So here in hands and knees, lean forward a little bit. So your shoulders are coming past your wrists. Then rotate your elbow creases to the front of the room. Start bending at the elbows, hug them in, come down a little bit, and then push yourself back up. So try not to let the belly, don't let the belly drop. So lean forward, hug the elbows, and we're just building a little arm strength, lower down, and then push back up. So Merrily, try not to drop all the way, just drop halfway. Here, and then lift back up. And then hug those elbows in. Do it a couple more times. So not knees, chest, chin. Like try and lean forward. Now lower. Lower halfway, but lift the chest. Lower, lower, and then push back up. Yeah. Feel different?
It feels different.
Take some arms.
Try not to stick the sits bones up.
Okay.
So rock forward and then come back up. Yeah. So try not to let the thighs drop. Beautiful, everyone. Yeah. Let's do what Rochelle's doing. Let's push back to child's pose. Push back to child's pose. Take a little rest. Good work. I know it's, building arm strength is how we move, into these intermediate and more advanced poses in the practice. Building that kind of arm strength enables you to do chaturanga. All right, one more full breath in. And side out through the mouth, release. Inhale, rock up to tabletop, tuck your toes under. And then lift the knees and shins off the mat halfway. And I want you to push back. Push your belly to your thighs, straighten the legs just a little bit more, but then stay here. Stay in this halfway to downward dog. And bring your awareness to your sits bones. Widen the space in between your sits bones. And inwardly rotate your thighs and now straighten the legs. See if downward dog feels a little different. Inwardly rotating the thighs helps to create more space in the pelvic area, which then helps our sits bones lift up toward the sky and giving us that spinal extension that we want in downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath in. And out. And then look between your hands. Walk your feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, let the head hang. Raggedy Ann doll. Take 2 full breaths to come up to stand. Head being the last, rolling up. Lift your shoulders up to your ears. Draw them back. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. And exhale, dive back down to forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep this time. Press into your feet. Lift with a flat back. Really use your core. Arms float overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Sweeping the arms around and up. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift with a flat back, sweeping the arms around, overhead. And exhale, arms come down, finding Tadasana. Have your weight be in your heels, lengthen down through your low back. So taking a moment here for Tadasana, I want you to notice your symmetry. Look down from your nose, down the middle of your body, coming right in between your feet. I'm gonna cheat a little bit with my notes. I want you to press down through your big toe mounds and lift your inner arches. Rotate your inner thighs toward the wall behind you and release your tailbone down. Lift your sternum away from the navel and soften your front ribs. This is Tadasana. So take a moment to feel the sensations in this. We're going to do a couple more things to warm us up for dancer pose, but this moment right here, these sensations we want to feel when we move into dancer pose. So coming into warrior one, soften your knees, step your right leg back, and then drop your right heel. So we got to open up our hips a little bit. So take your right hand on your right hip and move that right hip to face forward. Deepen into your left knee. We warmed it up before. Straightening that left leg, we warm that up. Float the arms up by the ears. Warrior one. Take the elbows down, cactus arms like we did on our backs. Bring the hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Lift the chest toward the sky. Inhale. And on your exhale, lean it forward. Bending that left knee a little deeper. Humble warrior. Pick a spot on the floor to focus your gaze on. Breathe into the concentration. One more breath in. Exhale it out. And inhale, lifting back. Float the arms up by the ears. Full breath in. And exhale, hands down to the mat. Pivot that back foot. So you're lifting that heel. Shimmy that left foot forward a little bit to come into your low lunge. And then heel toe your left foot to the left edge of your mat. Extended lizard for a couple breaths. So just bring your hands to the mat on the inside of that left knee. Right leg still fully extended. Let your pelvic floor drop toward the mat, toward the earth. Deepening the stretch in the hip flexors. One more breath in. And out, and then start to lift your hips. Heel toe your left foot back, and then plant your hands. Sweep that left leg back and up. Float it up. Three-legged dog. So here's something fun we've never done. Walk your hands back to your right foot. Keep that left leg lifted. Walk them back, walk them back. Standing on this right foot. This is standing split. Maybe wrap your right hand around the back of the right ankle. Maybe wrap the left hand around the right.
Or
Maybe it's for a split second. That left leg still lifting.
What was that second option? You were just kidding, were you?
But the belly, so Rose, good job, but that's warrior three. You want to bring your belly and your chest toward the standing leg. Yep. So the head is drawing toward that right shin. And lower that left leg to meet left foot to meet the right. Inhale, lift up halfway.
That was fun.
And exhale, hold opposite elbows and hang and sway and just shake out that side. And then bend the knees a lot and roll up to stand. Head being the last. Big step forward to the top of your mat. Other side.
Well, that's fun.
Trying some new things today. All right, soften the knees. We're going to take that left foot back, drop the heel. Hands to hips. Bring that left hand to help the left hip face forward. Finding warrior one. Deepen the bend in the right knee. Your feet are on two different planks of wood. Float the arms up by the ears. Soften the shoulders. Cactus arms. Feeling that chest already open, lifting. Hands come behind the back. Interlace. Try and bring your palms together. And then we humbly bow forward. Find that spot on the floor to focus on. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, lifting back up, float the arms up by the ears. And exhale, lower down. Bring that left heel up. Widen your stance a little bit and heel toe your right foot to the right edge of your mat. Hands come to the inside of that right foot. So this extended lizard, just getting into the hips a little bit more here. Chest is hollow, shoulders square. And then start lifting the hips, heel toe the right foot back in towards center. And then sweep that right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. And here we go. Walk the hands back toward your left foot, dropping that left heel down. The right leg staying lifted. Draw your low belly to the top of that left thigh. Start drawing your head down toward that left foot. Maybe wrapping left hand around the back of your left ankle. Maybe the right hand. Always calibrating when we stand on one foot. And then hand fingertips to the mat, bring that right foot down, side out. Hold opposite elbows, hang like Raggedy Ann doll. And bend the knees, roll up to stand. And Tadasana, so find your Tadasana. Allow yourself to come upright and walk to the middle of your mat. Find symmetry in your stance. Feel the toe ball mounds pressing in, the inner arches engage. Feel a lengthening down in the low back where you feel the weight dropping into your heels. And then we're gonna put the weight in the left foot. And then just lift your right heel to your glute. So immediately when we do that, yep, you can use the wall if you want. Immediately when we do that, you might feel an arch form in the back, continue to lengthen. So already we're engaging the glute, we're engaging the inner thighs. So this might be where you stay, or when you reach back, bring your, stand the best way. So bring your arm out to the side and you turn your thumb down. Then reach for the inner edge of the foot with your palm. Your thumb is on your foot reaching toward your big toe, and that opens the shoulder. If you hold your foot any other way, you might feel the shoulder going in. So you want to maintain that opening in the shoulder. Keep the right knee toward the left. Then start to press the foot into the hand to then have it lift up. So if that right leg starts to go out to the side, come back to where you started. If you're lifting that right leg, then maybe the left arm joins it. Finishing that side. Who needs help? Hips square. Nice job. Try to get down. That's okay. And I realized like I was gonna have us do camel to do that back bend. This is a back bend too. So when you try it one more time and try not to let that right knee come away. Yep, and then press the foot into the hand. Keep the hips down, keep this hip down. And rotate. So yeah,
This
so
stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, and if the low back is feeling super tight, then you want to just work right here and lengthening down through the low back as you lift up. The more you lengthen down through the low back, it makes it harder to lift that up, but it's the correct alignment and your hips are staying square. All right, shake that side out, find Tadasana. And then with this side, because the second side's always easier. You know where you're going. We all knew where we were going, right? Don't you want that traffic helicopter to like tell you which road to take?
Yeah.
All right, Tadasana, find that symmetry, lengthen down through the low back. So this time, focus on a drishti, focus on a point that's not moving, lift the left heel toward the left glute. Engage your inner thighs, lengthen down through your low back. Take that left arm out to the side, thumb down, then reach. You're gonna grab the inside. Yeah, because that turns the shoulder in, so it's turning. It's actually thumb up, then reach down so that chest stays open. Pressing the foot into, drawing my left hip toward the earth as that leg lifts. And coming out of it. Ah, good job. All we can do is try. Beautiful. Home. Come into Tadasana. Bring one hand over your belly, one hand over your heart. Don't get tired of trying, because in trying, you'll see the progress of what you're striving for. Keep that flame burning. Keep that love. Keep on hoping. Inhale, sweep the arms around overhead, and exhale, dive forward. Forward fold, Uttanasana, bend the knees a lot, bringing the seat to the mat. Lowering down all the way onto your backs. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock from side to side. And drop the feet to the mat. Hug the right knee into your chest, turn it out, figure 4 on your back. Take that right ankle and rest it on your left thigh and just move it past your thigh a little bit to the left so that it's not directly on it. Keep that right foot flexed. Take the right hand inside of your right knee and gently press the knee away. Breathe in. Breathe out. To deepen this a little, you can lift that left leg so the calf is parallel with the floor. Interlace, reach your right hand through that hole and then interlace your fingers behind that left thigh, still keeping both feet flexed and the shin facing the ceiling. Soften your shoulders as you draw the legs toward your chest and breathe. Feel the whole back in contact with the mat. And energetically use your left thigh to press into the right ankle to push the leg so you can really soften in the shoulders. And then let that left foot drop to the mat. And we're gonna come into a twist here and an IT band stretch. So you're in figure 4, left foot on the mat. Now rotate the right foot down to the left so it drops to the floor. Keep that left thigh braced against the outside right ankle. Your left fingertips might feel good to wrap them around your right ankle to help keep that right foot in position. And then your right arm extends out, shoulder height, palm face up. And settling into the twist. Softening the gaze or closing the eyes, or maybe you can even turn the head to the right for a little bit of extra stretch for the neck. That IT band on the right side, a long band from the back of your spine, runs down the leg, connects to your knee. It's actually tissue, not muscle. I love my colleagues saying the issues are in our tissues and our tissues are the issue. Notice grasping and one more breath and let it go. Release any grasping or clenching and then rotate back to center. That's windshield wiper the legs in between. So drop your right foot to the mat and heel toe your feet as wide as your mat. Get that distance between the feet and then drop the knees over to the right. So your left knee is coming inside the right foot, and then inhale through center, take the knees over to the left. One more time each side. And then bring the knees to face the ceiling, heel toe your feet in a little closer again. Bring left knee into your chest, rotate it out, and then drop the your left ankle on that right thigh and just move it past a little bit. Left hand coming inside, left knee, pushing that away. That might be just perfect for you. Or if you want to deepen, lift that right leg up so the calf is parallel. Flex both feet and interlace the fingers behind that right thigh, starting to draw the legs in toward the chest. Energetically pressing that right thigh into left shin, ankle. Widen the space between your sits bones. Right foot drops. So that twist on this side, start letting the left sole of your foot drop down to the floor. The right thigh rolls down. That right thigh stays braced against the outside ankle. Wrap your fingers as an option around this left ankle and your left arm extends out. Sending some love now to this IT band on your left side. So just noticing if one side is tighter than the other. Might be the side you favor is your tighter side. Let that left shoulder soften. Inhale back to center. Take both legs up. So the feet are making that Barbie foot, that point. So they're relaxed, but the balls of your feet, it's kind of this half flex, half point. So your heels gently kind of drop down. Spread your toes a little bit. Draw the toes towards you so the balls of your feet push up toward the ceiling. Imagining that you're in a Barbie shoe. Okay. And bring the knees into your chest. And either take a constructive rest where your feet are on the mat and your knees are bent, or extending one leg out at a time for corpse pose. Let your arms come down, backs of the arms on the floor. Coming into Shavasana. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale it out. You're doing constructive breaths. The knees of guys fall toward each other, and you feel like you can just release them into each other instead of using any effort to hold them there. Our solar plexus chakra, the one just behind the navel, governs our fire element. It is your strength, your vitality, your ego, willpower, and stamina, your inner power. Affirmations like, I am strong, or I know myself, or I am. Powerful affirmations that you can repeat silently to yourself, breathing them directly into this power center. It's a center where you get things done, where you have a strong sense of yourself. It's associated with the color yellow, beautiful, warm, not a light yellow, but a rich, not quite gold, right in between. So as you settle into your rest here, maybe imagining this beautiful glow surrounding the solar plexus chakra, this Manipura chakra, silently repeating one of those affirmations to yourself. I am, or I am strong, or I know myself. Scanning the body for any last parts of the body that you're holding up. And allow those body parts to let go. Allow yourself to be held up. This part of the practice, perhaps the most important part, is to reduce tension in the body, to feel the benefits of building strength, of contracting, of flexion and extension, but allowing yourself to settle, to reduce cortisol levels in the body. And by reducing cortisol levels, we reduce tension in the body. We invite in stillness. We invite in less chatter in the mind. Releasing yourself of external influences, like turning inward. And we start the awakening process by deepening the breath, wiggling fingers, wiggling toes. Deepening the inhale and exhale, circling the wrists and ankles, maybe floating the arms overhead. Take a big stretch. And then hug knees into your chest and roll onto your right side. Come into the fetal position. Allow that right arm to extend and support your head. Take a couple of breaths. Take a couple of breaths. Inhale, exhale, and then slowly press yourself up to a seat. Keeping the eyes closed or at a soft gaze. Allow the hands to come to heart center. Anjali Mudra, soft bow of the head towards the heart. Recall your intention for a moment and thank yourself for coming from that today. Anything that the practice gave you or anything that came up for you today, just breathe one more breath in and out, just to acknowledge without any judgment. And then Om together to seal the practice. Take a full breath in, empty the breath all the way out. Oh. The light in these season honors the light in each of you. Wishing you all a beautiful day. Namaste. Thank you. I know. Thank you all joining us from home, Deb, Olivia, Eileen. We appreciate you being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And tomorrow, yoga and meditation is at 1:30.
Glad you enjoyed it. Rose, I can't tell you how many times that has happened to me, and